Don't worry, I won't say a thing, but I can see this angers you. Trust me, you'll feel better after telling him off. Ancestors forbid, I could never do that. Do it here then, behind his back. It feels almost as good as the real thing, you'll see. Are we trying to get people to rebel against one another? Because this is the whole Istvan anger thing. I'm not sure, it's just that... Why am I supposed to enforce some stupid rule when every other woman is allowed to break it? Oh, that does sound rotten. Who was it you had to tolerate? I really can't say, but if you see an attractive woman in this town, you can be sure she's been seduced by a family member who was above the code of conduct at some point. The gates to this district are supposed to be closed, but the bedposts stay wide open. So if it's free access you want, be nice to Istvan. I think I'll pass. Yeah, I was going to say, if it's all the same, I think Galen can seduce him in that. Nah, I don't think he's Galen's type. What do I want in a man? Well, someone who's at least 40 years older, a bit crazy, and breaks several laws. I don't think that's anyone's ideal man. Well, it must be someone's. Shudder. Wise move. The best ones go high, earn riches and official posts, but they're never the same afterwards. It never ends well. Honestly, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Can you give me an example? Anything recent, perhaps? I wouldn't dare. It might hurt someone. More importantly, it might hurt me. You don't believe me? Fine. It's no secret how Constance got the bathhouse. Ask anyone. I can believe that after a certain encounter with Galen, but we don't know that. Well, Yanni doesn't anyway. Constance seduced Istvan? You're surprised. She agreed to spend many years with Istvan's brother as his unofficial oh my god, many years? I thought it was a, one-time mingle. I thought that's what... Years. You could just work normally and buy a bathhouse. Like... She'd just sit down and go, no, well, I mean... I do enjoy sex. I'll just do that instead. It's fine. Interesting. If that's true, she seems to have made a deal that suits her. She had his confidence and some autonomy, not to mention the bathhouse. Also, how old does that make Constance? Older than I think, clearly. She learned how to play their game and to utilize her opponents the same way they do, but she's definitely not as delicate or spontaneous as she was before. I've already told you too much. Go see Istvan. If you understood any of what I said, you'll be wary and avoid scrabbles. Do you? I'm one of the decent ones. I lost this game. I was going to say, it's the middle of the fucking night. She just spent the whole night guarding the house, well, being the guest greeter to a house where some madman was doing astrology. Do you really think she's winning in this? She is the McDonald's at 50 years old sort of person. Makes a living, I guess. What a mess. How can anyone work in such an environment? Whatever. Don't go saying that out loud. Discipline of thought should be visible in every aspect of one's actions. If that's true, Istvan's science must have gone mad, and, well, shit. If that's true, my room is my life is a mess. If it's depending on what your fucking room looks like. But this telescope is clearly faculty technology. The best there is. He must be serious about his pursuit of astronomy. Or lots of money. I mean, you can just drop. You can pick up and drop habits pretty quickly. These instruments cost a fortune, but he doesn't even clean them. What do you think you're doing here? You should be fixing the city, not disturbing my studies. A branch was changed there, I guess. He would have just told us to get out if we'd done something else. I don't know. We spoke about this yesterday. I need to see the city plans first. But before you get to what's important, like the lamppost that blew up yesterday, if you're going to question my every move, this will take forever. Do I need to explain every basic thing to you? Again, picking fights with, a madman ruler. Whatever. Look into English history, Yanni. It doesn't end well. Only if you want anything to get done in this city. I need to get to the main control chamber for accurate readings. Every other access point gives only a sliver of control. I've been ruling this city for over a decade. This is my first time hearing about a control chamber. My guess is the architects wanted to protect you from yourselves. Your politics don't always put the wisest on top. What did I just say? Yanni, you have to be nice. You can't call him stupid. He might be too stupid to understand. It's fine. Yeah, The plans are on the table for you. Are you telling me your secret chamber is just listed there? Yeah, okay, so... maybe when I said about this bit, it's fine. You can say that's short as shit, because he might be too stupid to understand. Turns out, that's right. Hooray! The layer showing the system along with all its access plans is written in the faculty code. Remember those strange symbols? No, show me. What the? It's missing. Did you give it to someone who else had access to these? What are you insinuating, kid? The plans were kept safe in the library archives downstairs. Access to that area is restricted to family members. And no one would know how to read your damn code or even what it's all about. It would indeed require considerable knowledge to decipher. But don't tell me only the families are allowed in. I just entered undisturbed. Who else could have taken the plans? Is this where... thoughts haven't been stolen? Maybe... okay, so first thing that comes to mind, Madman. Okay? He might have taken them. But he surely wouldn't have gotten in and been beaten up. I don't know, maybe he walked in the other day, came in, and that's why he was beaten up. Second idea, never existed to begin with. This whole place runs on magic, and there are fairies. You think I'm joking? Watch Cinders. It makes more... probably not true. But it could be, and that's what counts. You were invited, but you've proven your identity, and the guards know you're to be trusted, to a point. Do you have any other trusted visitors that could walk freely in? You are testing my patience. If I let anyone in, it means I trust them, and trust is not something I give lightly. We haven't known each other for that long, and I waltzed the fuck through. All it takes is some wooing of the guard outside. I heard rumors that some women might have access there. I'm sorry, but I must ask. Yanni, I'll explain this once. My brother used to be a careless ruler with mistresses who could do as they pleased. That was years ago. I took the seat... holy shit, hang on. So there's a stereotype about art, and really, really good artists can't do hands, and that looks like a hand to me. You know how you see in other games they look like fucking claws, like they've been disfigured slightly, even though they're supposed to be completely, like, not disabled? These look like hands, it's weird. Yeah, whatever. That was years ago. I took the seat when he passed, stars bless him, and things changed. I only let in trusted family members and faculty technicians such as yourself. Anyone else would be my private matter and not of your concern. Do I make myself go? Oh, okay, so you do. And they could have. Awesome. I know this is hard for you to understand, but working outside of the main control chamber is like building a bridge with your bare hands. The thief took my main tools. Making excuses already. Why don't I just fucking break his nose and try to get him to smell something? Maybe then he'll understand. Find what caused the explosion, fix it, and never bother me again. Can you do that? Honestly, I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll know more after I examine the marketplace. Since I need to focus on finding the access points, I have to rely on Galen to find Lev. Would you mind if I shared some of my knowledge with him? He's already engaged himself. That's a point. I haven't looked at this background yet. You can see these are windows up here, and you've got more of the... I'm still going to call it Ghost from Casper. It probably is the Aurora Borealis, or however it is you pronounce that. But this is a mythical, magical world, so it's probably Casper. It's just so pretty. Oh, it's the detail! Oh, whatever. He's already engaged himself. Ha! An interesting choice. There's certainly more to our young doctor than meets the eye, isn't there? Don't think about it, Istvan. He would destroy you. Unless you chose him because of some infatuation, is that why you ask? It's not a matter of his looks, but his education, something people here are in dire need of. I do not base my decisions on emotions. I'm asking about Galen because I want to be objective. He seems trustworthy enough, but I don't know him well. You know a lot about those who are allowed to enter this town, so I thought it couldn't hurt to ask for your opinion. Galen seems a very capable doctor, if a tad young. It was almost a miracle that he cured you. If he wished you harm, he already had the chance to act. Yet he's managed to help you, Slava, and a couple others since he came. All signs suggest he's reliable. He could be of much use if you let him be. It's a shame that he's such a nosy bastard. I guess you're right. Thank you for the advice. Good, enough chit-chat. The city is meant to be everlasting, and now it falls apart like a cheap toy. If I find out the faculty's a fraud or that they've sent an incompetent technician, I'll take action starting with you. Don't worry, I'll find the cause of the explosion as fast as I can. I'll try to learn more about Lev's disappearance as well. I promise to get to the bottom of this. Not too promising. Youngsters are always the same. I need solutions, not cocky promises. Fix the marketplace and point out the guilty party. Fast. Otherwise we'll get doubt, fear, and finally, unrest. I would hate to deal with that. Unrest? There's going to be a bit more unrest if I can't get into the main sodding control chamber and the shield guarding this city suddenly breaks. Like, oh god, it's awfully cold in here. Oh fuck me, that's a polar bear charging towards me. You see where I'm coming from here? People need to see the lamppost. Need to see the lamppost back to normal. They need to feel safe with the culprit behind bars. And I need to get back to my astronomy. Do you understand? I do. Then get on with your work and keep in mind that your time is limited. Are we done here? He asked, are we done here? As if expecting us to ask another question. What's the worst thing that could be happen if we asked him about Kalar, right? Kalar, or I will leave you in peace. He does like that option. He does like it when we're professional, because he noted this first time. He knows just when to end a what's the worst that can happen? It's fine, we'll ask about it. Just one more thing, what do you know about Kalar? I tell you to get to your work, and you take interest in fairy tales. Are you dumb, child? Yeah, I thought I'd get that, but I'm also hoping to get a speck of information. I will not tell you anything unless you deliver at least a semblance of a result. Do not strain my patience. Good day. Okay, that was the wrong choice. I'm tempted to go back. Because if you don't save scum visual novels, you always end up in someone's bad books. No, we'll stick by our result. We'll stick by it. If questions are considered dumb here, then I can see how the city ended up the way it did. Stop it! We warned you about this, Yanni. God damn it. Here comes our young detective. Afraid of the competition? I would be happy to see you solve this investigation and find Lev all by yourself, but I doubt that's possible. It sounds like a challenge, good sir. So, no, I don't find you threatening, Galen. That's actually offensive and probably racist. And if it's none of those things, well, I don't know, we'll invent another ism up. Are you alright? You seem tense. I'll be blunt, there are two things I truly hate. Not knowing what's going on, and surprises. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Unfortunately for me. Well, prepare for some more disturbing news. On my way here, I noticed marks on the leaves of several plants. A very slight discoloration. Are they sick? I can't be sure without thorough examination, but different species of varying sizes were affected, including some very resilient ones. They all have one thing in common, though. Vulnerability to cold. I sort of pointed that out in part 1. It seems like a big problem, is all I'm saying. The merchants who built this city brought these plants from southern lands for the only one reason, to show off. Well, it looks like their power is dwindling. The changes were minute, so the cause must be recent. It made me worried about the greenhouse plants too. There are some very vulnerable rarities which must be kept in perfect condition. I need them to prepare stronger medication, so it's a big deal. This is bad news. Can you keep an eye on this and tell me if anything changes? We could use your herbs as an early warning system. I mean, plants are... Shit's going bad, Kasia. You can't just keep ignoring it. Well, that sounds terrible. If it keeps up, by all means, do tell me. Like, whoop-de-doo. Of course, the garden is my responsibility. Anyways, do you think this could be related to the explosion in the market? I do, yes. Then it's safe to assume the temperature will continue to drop until the system is repaired. Do you have any idea what might have caused the failure? I think it was sabotaged. But maybe I shouldn't be discussing this with you all. The trouble started when you and Yanni came to the city. If I had a list of suspects, you'd be at the top. Not Yanni. Not blatant sexism against men. What? Cannot believe that. Really? Wouldn't coming to you with this incriminating information make me a terrible schemer? Why would I do that? Look, I hear that every time someone does something like this. It's clearly common enough that that's a normal excuse. So yes, it's called reverse psychology. I think. I might be wrong. Maybe you just enjoy my company. See, now we're just hitting on each other, and now we're not getting any deeper into the mystery. Now there's a shocking idea. Do I enjoy his company? I mean, he's been a cock to us so far, hasn't he? Do we need him on side, though? Sure, we need him on side, whatever, sure. Not so shocking to me. You're right, of course. I was never good at hiding my enthusiasm or curbing it. Look at that. The chain. Oh, I can't go back. Can I not go back and see that? Ah, it's like a change in face. You had from like really smiley and slightly suggestive to serious sort of face. Maybe we should focus on the more immediate task of finding Lev. Learned anything new? That should have been a thing we'd done, to be fair. You were right about Slavov hiding something, but I managed to convince her to be more open with me, and she gave me an important clue. Lev's diary. Well done. Did you learn anything from it? I did, shortly before his disappearance. Oh, so if I wasn't comfortable in his presence, I wouldn't have told him about this. Wonder if this will make him spring into action. Only time will tell. Lev met with someone, an ally he didn't name. That person was apparently an expert on Kalar and advised him to search it using magic. It's safe to assume this person may have been involved in his disappearance. So someone was directly involved in Lev's last expedition, and he took a sudden interest in magic. Galen, I'm impressed. You've coped with this investigation well. You're either a natural or very lucky. I'm a natural. I have peace braids around my wrist, which always lead me to the right solution. Finding information and assembling it under a coherent picture forms aren't that different from a doctor's work. Fuck off. Yes, it is. It's completely different. There is no way that that's the same thing. You go to your fucking local GP, or general practitioner, or like a doctor or anyone. It's just like, look, my back really hurts, but before we get to that, I'm just going to scribble some things down on a whiteboard about this case I'm working on. Can you help me? I'm not sure he's going to be like, actually, now you put it like that way, yeah, I can. In spare time, they call me Dr. Detective House, so that's never going to happen. Whatever. Collect symptoms, put them in various categories, construct a hierarchy, and eventually come up with a diagnosis. No, but because there's not always a right answer to these things. And also, medicine, as far as I'm aware, is objective. It will always go down one path. Like, you are either right or you are either wrong. Whatever. If only the process was so straightforward, but sometimes you have to be intuitive and take leaps through strange connections just to see where they lead. Relying on pure facts and logic, you'd have to diagnose the entire city, and that, even with all of your zeal, would be too large of a task. Tell me, have you ever solved something similar in your career? You want to hear my story? Did Constance send you? No! No, of course not. I'm just curious. And I trust you, buddy. You can tell me. He winks. We'll portray him in the future. We won't, but we should. And why would Constance send me to you anyway? She can be very inquisitive, especially when it comes to sensitive topics. She did. Like, if we're being honest and to the fact, she did send. But yeah, details. She's been trying to learn about my past for years. I used to think she's simply curious. Some people are like that. But when I noticed how frustrated she gets when I refuse to talk, I realised it must be something else. What are you suggesting? Let me say I can recognise an informant when I see one. In that case, you have nothing to fear from me. I simply wish to know you better. If he doesn't believe you, he's not going to start believing you. And I'd sort of believe Cassia in this situation as well, considering Constance is the escort, for lack of a better term, of the old king. So she's already meddled in with the hierarchy. And she's got a bathhouse and lives in the city. If she was horrified by that, she'd just move the fuck out, but she's not. She's fine with that, and she's still here. Cassia would have no reason to. It could be reverse psychology again. I don't know. I'll trust Cassia from now, I guess. That remains to be seen, but alright, I'll humour you. Before I came here, I spent many years working as a guard in larger cities, using wealthy ports. Wealth attracts crime. Indeed, I had my hands full. I've seen a lot. There's a distasteful joke we won't take up there. I'd be too good for it. I've investigated several cases of missing husbands and wives too. They all had one thing in common. You never found them? Every single one of them went missing because of their spouse. It became very clear, very fast, that I was dealing with murder. A husband who removed his wife so he could marry his lover without having a rich and powerful father-in-law as an enemy. Or a wife who became so obsessively jealous she imagined her husband was having an affair with her sister and hired an assassin to kill them both. That's terrible. Is it? The way I see it, it's human nature to hurt each other, whether with iron and gold or silk and intrigue. Not sure that's the case. I can't say I've ever seen my friends and been like, right, well, unfortunately today, one of those desires to hurt yours, so I've brought a knife. You know how it is, bend over the table. Come on, we've been here before, you know what to do. That's weird. Constance was right, you do have a lot of stories to tell. I'm rarely in a talkative mood, you're lucky, Galen. Did Slava kill Lev? Why did he quit? Was he always a guard? Did Slava quit? Kill Lev? That's an intriguing question I think I'd like to know the answer to. I'd leave this up to a vote, but surely because of the way I'm recording this I can't. Why did he quit? Was he always a guard? We don't want to ask whether he's always a guard. That's almost certainly irrelevant unless he was just like, oh yeah, well before I was king of this land, you know, of the desert. It's not likely to be that though. So it's between why did he quit or did Slava kill Lev? So I think that's what he's... Let's ask why did he quit. Let's not. This too good a question to ask. To not ask. Hold on, so you think Slava actually killed Lev? Frankly, I have no idea. The rule of thumb in cases like this is that the spouse did it. Slava, however, doesn't fit the profile of a murderous wife. Besides, what motive would she have? Don't be ridiculous, anything could be a motive. What motive does she have? You were there earlier when Istvan was just like, lol. Well, no, when Slav was like, lol, Istvan, you know him? Yeah, we get jiggy at night. Astronomy, yeah. Not only stars in the eyes, if you know what I mean. You know, whatever. Don't be ridiculous, anything will be a motive. Like getting rid of a husband who's nothing more than a burden? Let me put it this way, I've seen enough husbands and wives who genuinely hated one another to recognize Slava as a completely different sort. She may not love Lev anymore, but she still cares for him, deeply. So no, Galen, she didn't do it. I see. Well, I think we asked the wrong question. Whatever, we're sticking by. Maybe I should let you get back to your investigation. About that, I want your opinion on one more thing. Do you think there's any connection between the explosion and Lev's disappearance? You might as well ask Laura in her cards about that. It's impossible to say at this stage. But it's always a good idea to observe how people behave in situations like this. Stress and pressure magnify the things we like to keep hidden. Thanks for the advice. What's your next move? Well, being confused. Oh yeah, that too. There are two people I haven't talked to yet, Sem and Istvan. You better be careful around Istvan. He has absolute power in this city, a volatile temper and armed men at his disposal. Sem's both odd and harmless. Odd? There have been passive-aggressive threats. I think as soon as we leave the room, he's like, right, fucking tumblr.com, what can I do now? What can I do now? You know? That sort of thing. Maybe that's just the vibes I'm getting from him. Maybe it's me interpreting it that way. They both might have some valuable information. Besides, at this point, you should collect what you can from all available sources. That's my plan. I enjoy talking with people too much to stop anyways. You enjoy talking to people, so we're going to visit Sem and Istvan. Yes, there is nothing wrong with this. I'd better leave you now. Thanks again for your help. Don't mention it. It was nice talking to you, Galen. We'll meet again at the party in the bathhouse tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing. We will. I enjoy chatting with you too. Where should we go? Could go and visit Istvan and get really weird, or we could go visit Sem. We already know what we can, and if we're already sharing information with Yanni, I think we should probably go and visit Istvan, see what we can get. You know what? Find out next episode. Ha ha ha! Cliffhanger of sorts, but it's not really... Look, it's a cliffhanger, alright? Be, like, under pressure and stressed because you want to know the information you'll find out in a day or two. There! Yeah! I'm not very good at instilling tension in this at all. Find out next episode where I go.